Do you want to experience more joy and fun and pleasure in your life? My name is Slavomira Harcegova. I'm Feng Shui practitioner and a harmony designer. And in today's episode, I'm talking with empowerment coach Pamela French, and she's offering a really fresh and quite simple perspective on how you can get into the right energy for manifesting anything you want so you can create your most amazing life moment by moment. So let's dive into it. Pamela French is an international coach and facilitator in service of two core values, empowerment and play. She offers experiences that increase an individual's personal self-mastery in the world through the empowerment coach, presence, purpose, play, and pleasure as pillars for living a life you love. And so I'm so excited to have Pamela here today. So welcome.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
So let's kick off our conversation with, how did you get to this? It was always like always this person like, oh, just play or something, or do you have some story? How did you come to this point in life?
Yeah, well, when I was little, I was the youngest of four children. And so I was always an overachiever. I was watching my older siblings and learning from, what they were doing in the world. And so I was always doing all the things and winning all the awards. And I thought, oh, this doesn't bring me like a full sense of satisfaction. And I started looking at the adults around me, and I saw where I felt free and they felt constrained. And I thought, oh, I never want to lose that. And so I made a decision when I was very young that I was always going to maintain a playful heart, that play would be at the core of everything that I would do.
Wow, this is so interesting, because so many people, just lose this like play when they become, as you also was observing around you. Okay, so how are you now? What you can do? What is your advice for us to come back to this play? Because I have to admit that I completely lost this, playful mindset. I was just focusing on, growing up children and just do everything, just normal.
Yes. So normal, so normal. And that's why I call it, like, it takes real courage and strength to hold on to that sense of play, because the world doesn't necessarily encourage it. The world encourages us to do, and follow the lines, color inside the lines. And so for me, it's this, it's actually like I almost call it selfish. It feels so good to me to be curious, to be wondering, like, well, what if this is possible? What if I can learn how to master this thing? Or what if I can do that? Or what if being in that like opening and allowing and the wonderment really allows for things to happen around me instead of me making things happen all the time and push.
We just need to bring in the world like more of this playfulness, more of this yin energy and this.
Absolutely. The yin energy and is playfulness for sure. And there's a sense of wonderment, I think. And so for me, what I recommend is that people start small. Training your mental and emotional mind is the same as training your physical body. And so if you feel stuck in this do, I've got a to-do list that's a mile long and I never get it done, then that's like being a couch potato. And now we're talking about, let's start running a marathon. We're going to really shift how we approach all of life and how we approach our to-do lists. And so don't expect yourself to shift for the full, 16 or 20 hours that you're awake every day. Start with your 1K walk and 1K run to get your training started. Just start it somewhere. And so for me, that's being in my body. So if there's like a 2-minute or 3-minute song, because everybody can find 2 or 3 minutes in their day, and just dance. Maybe you're going to wear a fun hat, or you're going to have a fun object to dance with, or you're just going to be silly. Allow yourself to be silly and notice how it goes through all of those emotions of like, oh, this is stupid. This is pointless. I'm wasting my time. What is this going to do for me? And just keep watching it all. It's almost like a physical meditation, if you will. It's an opportunity to get present to what's really happening in your mind, but through being in your body. And then that movement will just really accelerate what's possible for you on the other side.
Exactly, this time objection, like I'm losing my time. This is so common, because I just don't have time for something so stupid or just useless or something. So why is this so important? Or can you explain more about these pillars, and especially about this playfulness? This could be the first step. Okay, I can commit to just do any stupid thing for 2 minutes a day. That's okay.
Yes. 2 minutes. Everyone has 2 minutes. I mean, maybe you do it while you're brushing your teeth, or maybe you do it while you're showering, things that you already do every day. Just change how you do them. You don't necessarily need to add to your day, because I know I can get a little nervous when someone tells me to add something new to my day, because I'm a very busy woman too. Yeah, for sure. But the empowerment code is really all about what brings us back to our source of power. And play is number 1 in the empowerment code pillars, because play is that state of being, right? It's that approaching life as though it's a game. And then inside of a game, it's like you're looking to see where your strategy and your actions are effective or not. And it's not whether or not you're good or bad. It's just like this observer noticing. It's like, oh, if I do this, then this. Okay, so I'll try this and then this. And then it's like, it just becomes this let's see what happens. With this playful spirit at hand, it really helps us to be who we want to be.
Yes, this is so fresh perspective. Look at your life as if it's a game and try to do this. And what will happen if I will do this? For me, this explanation is much better than when I tried, in the beginning of my spiritual journey. I tried to read Osho, just to be, and it was so what? So now what I'm supposed to do? I can't just sit all the day and just to be. No, so this is much better.
Yes, well, and if you think about it, in the corporate world, we have these team building events, right? Where we bring teams together to play, to experiment with different ways of doing things. And it's not all task focused. There's not necessarily a tangible output that's being looked at. It's that they just want the group to gel. And because when people play together, then there's a greater sense of trust and psychological safety and openness. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I lead teams, and I know I've seen it for myself, and you can't convince me otherwise now. When people play together, they stay together, and the productivity and creativity and innovation actually exponentially skyrockets.
And this is also important, it's not task oriented. it's just oriented for the process. And maybe this is another definition of how just to be like focused just on this process, on display.
Yes, it really is a state of being.
Can we talk more about other pillars, how we can just become more powerful?
So the second pillar is purpose. And that is really getting connected to why you're doing what you're doing. Because so often we can think that I can get caught up in the, oh, I've got to do this for this person and this person's waiting for this from me and, so on and so forth. But if I remember, oh, the reason why I show up is because I'm committed to be of service. And so when I come back to that commitment, that purpose, then I choose how I'm going to speak and act from that place. Otherwise, I'm just speaking and acting from my identity, and sometimes I can be nice about it, but sometimes not so nice, especially if I'm task oriented. And so purpose as an empowerment, a source of empowerment, is to really stay connected to what we're committed to. Because when you're connected to what you're committed to, then you will do what you said you will do long after the mood that you said it in has left you.
Exactly. And this is also important to think about, or just be aware of the purpose with this feeling, okay, I'm here for these people, and I just show up even imperfect. Okay, this task is not done yet, but I'm still here for these people. So this makes completely like difference in everything.
Absolutely, because the doing things for other people can often lead to burnout for many of us, because we feel like we're giving. But when you stay connected to your purpose, you realize that you're connected to an unlimited source. And when you're doing the things that are aligned with your purpose, then you can maintain a higher level of productivity, but you're not focused on the productivity.
Can we talk a little bit about the purpose, how we can find a purpose? Because I know for me, it was, oh my goodness, it was so long journey to find out what's my purpose. Even this like word is like, oh, what does it mean? Like purpose, should it be something big? And now I need to save the world because...
For me, I identify with purpose as a state of being. Again, I can't stress it enough. The world will prioritize doing, but the real magic and power is in being. So don't look for a purpose as like, oh, my purpose is to build houses, or my purpose is to write books necessarily. Look for a purpose of like, oh, I have something to share. My purpose is to share. Or my purpose is to, care for others. Or my purpose is to awaken a sense of wonder in others. And then stand in that and it'd be like, oh, you know what? I really love the way someone looks at my paintings and how it stirs up all of these emotions in them. And then you'll be inspired to do more paintings so that you can, watch more people be stirred by your work. And so for me, purpose really is like, oh, it's a feeling state. It's a state of being.
Yes, exactly. When you feel good, when you feel joy, so you are doing your purpose. This is what you're supposed to do, because if you feel joy, you are in your purpose, and that's okay.
Yes, and your joy is of service to anyone who's around you. I mean, we've all been around joyful people and it feels so good. And it feels so good to be truly joyful ourselves. And that care for self to do something or be in a state of joy, oof, that's what the world needs.
Exactly. Yes, the world needs just more like kind of selfish people who just take care of their own joy.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why presence is also a pillar in the empowerment code, because the attention and intention that we bring to our thoughts and our thinking. So before we choose actions, to know, are we standing in the present moment? Or are we making choices based on our experiences from the past, or our hopes for the future, but based on what we think is possible from the past? And so presence to cultivate that knowing of like, oh yes, in this present moment, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And so even though yesterday I might have felt really tired and really stressed and overwhelmed, that doesn't mean today needs to be like that. And so to really stand in the, oh, today I'm creating myself as playful and ease and flow. And from that place of like, oh, ease and flow. Oh, what does ease and flow feel and look like for me? And that's where the play comes in, that curiosity. Oh, well, it looks like it's, I get through all of my emails, and I respond to the people that are important for the tasks I'm prioritizing today, and I get to have fun.
This is so important that we can start every day with intention. Today I will be playful and just play.
And that, if that's the one thing that anybody listening takes home with them today, it's that you do have the power to create yourself moment by moment. It's you choosing.
Exactly. And I also love this, like with ease and joy. Choose the task. Okay, if someone is working in a corporate and just have task, it's probably not so easy, but I believe that there always is space for, find something what flows more than something else, and just navigate through the day.
Yes, we are all master navigators. Because the ease and flow comes from how we navigate. I mean, the world is there's a never ending challenges and obstacles and, tech issues, and just there will always be things to deal with. But how we deal with them, who we are being when we meet those challenges, that's what creates the ease and flow.
Exactly, because it's not that one day we will just solve all problems and then we just will live in ease and joy. This is not the point. It's just
there is no destination. It
yes.
is the journey.
Yes, you just need to learn how to. This is like muscle, I believe, that you will just learn how to navigate and how to just deal with anything with more ease and joy.
Yes. And so that's why the last pillar is pleasure. Because many of us associate pleasure as an escape from the to-do list and the doing and the pain. And so we think that, Netflixing or, YouTubing, like just chilling out, is a form of pleasure. Although, maybe it is a form of pleasure, but the pleasure that I'm talking about as a source of power, again, is that intentional attention to what you're engaging in. So I can take pleasure in how the soap feels on my body while I'm showering. I can take pleasure in the warmth of my morning coffee. I can take pleasure in the quality of towels that I use after my shower. It's not something pleasure is not something you need to add to your day. It's something that you incorporate into your day already. Again, I know I'm a high energy woman myself. I take care of a lot of things and a lot of people. and I'm out to have a big impact in the world. And so I've studied women like Oprah. I mean, she's mastered pleasure. In her busy lifestyle, you have to incorporate pleasure into your day and not use it as an escape from your day.
This is so powerful. So you just don't need to think about something special, just to be more aware of what are you doing and just enjoy it more.
Yes.
Thank you for a reminder, because this is also like many times I just think, oh, I should find a time and just do something, relax or something. But this is much easier way. And it's also so powerful, you can do that. You can do that anytime.
Anytime. And it really is a mindfulness practice. And the rewards of how your life will just open up. Really, there's so much ease and flow that comes from allowing yourself to experience pleasure in what you're doing.
Okay, do you have something else what you can add to this? What you already shared, like how we can feel more alive in our life?
Well, I think if there's one last thing I'd like to share, Slavomira, it's that when we're not coming from our source of power, when we feel disempowered, then we can do a lot of damage. And so sometimes, rather than pushing ourselves to keep going and keep doing and keep achieving, if you know that you're not coming from a source of power and you don't feel resourced and you're starting to feel depleted, please be kind to yourself and stop. Take a break, because acting from a source of power for an hour or two a day will be much better than 3 days of screaming through things. And the quality of what you produce will be something that you feel proud of and connected to, as opposed to just checking off the list.
Oh, thank you for this. This is also so important. Thank you for reminder, because I'm also, I was always used like, just go and do it. And just trained to think this way. So thank you so much for this conversation. There were so many like useful, juicy things. I'm so happy.
Thank you. Me too. I feel lit up and alive.
That's the whole point. So yes. Okay, we just did our job. Everything is okay. I believe that this was also like we were able to lead also our audience. And do you have something? Is there some, like, I don't know, final words to wrap up our conversation?
For me, empowerment is everything. And that's why I've named my company Empowerment is Everything. And so just the knowing of when you're coming from your power and when you feel disempowered as a first step. But as a high energy woman, you're likely leading a lot of other people as well. So being able to know when someone else is in their power and disempowered will also help how you communicate with them. And when you can help other people to be in their source of power as well, then watch out, world, what you can produce with those kind of people around you. So to really prioritize the state of being over the state of doing. Being is paramount.
Exactly. Yes, these are perfect, like, last words. I think, because this is my point. This is my message. Like, we just need to more to be than just do, because yes. This is what our world needs.
It is. And that's why you and I get along so well.
Yes. So thank you very much for this conversation. And thank you all for watching, and see you by the next conversation. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.